Hello everyone, welcome to this lecture course of the subject heat transfer. So earlier in the module heat exchanger, we have seen different kinds of heat exchanger where the parallel flow and counter flow heat exchanger we have studied in details. So after that we have studied the LMTD and NTU analysis for this parallel flow and counter flow heat exchanger. Then in case of the LMTD of the parallel flow heat exchanger, we have seen the derivation, then different numericals we have discussed in case of the parallel flow heat exchanger. Now today we will be discussing the different numericals based on the LMTD of counter flow heat exchanger. Okay, so let us start this lecture. So here it says that in a counterflow double pipe heat exchanger, water is heated from 25 degrees centigrade to 65 degrees centigrade by an oil with a specific heat of 1.45 kilojoule per kg Kelvin and mass flow rate of 0.9 kg per second. The oil is cooled from 230 degrees centigrade to 160 degrees centigrade. If the overall heat transfer coefficient is 420 watt per meter square degree centigrade, then you need to calculate the rate of heat transfer, then the mass flow rate of water, and number 3 the surface area of the heat exchanger. So this is a numerical of counter flow double pipe heat exchanger. So in this case, as we know, in case of the counter flow heat exchanger, the fluids move in the opposite direction to each other. So let's see what are the things given in this numerical. TC1, that is the temperature of the cold fluid inlet. It is given 25 degrees centigrade. Then TC2, that is the temperature of the cold fluid, that is the water outlet. It is given 65 degrees centigrade. Then CPH, it is given 1.45 kilojoule per kg Kelvin. Mass flow rate, it is given 0.9 kg per second. Now the temperature of the hot fluid, that is the oil, the inlet temperature it is given 230 degrees centigrade and the outlet temperature of the hot fluid it is given 160 degrees centigrade, and the value of the overall heat transfer coefficient it is given 420 watt per meter square degree centigrade. Now for the first part of this numerical we need to calculate the rate of heat transfer. So the symbol of this rate of heat transfer, this is actually Q, and the formula of this heat transfer rate it is actually m dot h, that is the mass flow rate of the hot fluid, then Cph, specific heat of the hot fluid, and the temperature difference of the inlet and outlet in case of the hot fluid. Now in this case the mass flow rate of the hot fluid it is given as 0.9 kg per second, Cph it is given 1.45 kilojoule per kg Kelvin, and the inlet and outlet temperature of the hot fluid these are given as 230 and 160 degrees centigrade respectively. Now putting all these values in this formula, the heat transfer rate is calculated as 91.35 kilojoule per second. So this is the formula by which we have calculated the heat transfer rate in case of the hot fluid. Now for the second part of this numerical we need to calculate the mass flow rate of water, that is the cold fluid. So m dot c we need to calculate, and m dot h it was actually given in this numerical. Now to calculate the mass flow rate of water, that is the cold fluid, that is m dot c, we need to use the concept, that is the heat lost by the oil, that is hot fluid. It is actually the heat gained by the cold fluid. So that is known to us. So heat lost by the hot fluid, that is m dot h cph multiplied by the temperature difference in case of the hot fluid, that is th1 minus th2. So this is actually equals to heat gained by the water, that is the cold fluid. So this is m dot c cpc multiplied by tc2 minus tc1. Now heat lost by the hot fluid, it is already calculated as the first part of the numerical, so it is coming as 91.35. so this is actually equals to m dot c that we need to calculate here. Now the specific heat of this water, it is having one default value which is 4.187, that we need to remember, and the outlet and inlet temperature in case of the cold fluid, that is water, it is given in this numerical 65 and 25 degrees centigrade respectively. Now putting all these values in this numerical, we have calculated the mass flow rate of cold fluid, that is the water. It is coming as 0.545 kg per second. So this is the concept here to calculate the mass flow rate of the cold fluid. Now these are actually the graph for the counterflow heat exchanger. So these are known to us. Now for the third part of this numerical, we need to calculate the surface area of heat exchanger. So in that case, we need to use the concept of the LMTD or the formula of the LMTD in case of the counterflow heat exchanger, and the formula of the overall heat transfer coefficient. Now the formula of the LMTD, that is logarithmic mean temperature difference in case of the counterflow heat exchanger. So this is theta m actually equals to theta 1 minus theta 2 divided by ln theta 1 by theta 2. What are these theta 1 and theta 2? This is known to us, so which can be seen in this diagram also, that is theta 1 is Th1 minus Tc2, that is the inlet temperature of the hot fluid, and minus the outlet temperature of the cold fluid. So this is theta 1, and theta 2, this is actually equals to outlet temperature of the hot fluid minus the inlet temperature of the cold fluid. So these are the mathematical representation of theta 1 and theta 2. So all these values are actually given in this numerical. Now putting all these values, we can calculate the value of LMTD in case of this counterflow heat exchanger. So the value of LMTD, it is coming as 149.5 degrees centigrade. Now what we had to calculate here, the surface area of this counterflow heat exchanger. So the surface area, how to calculate? So in that case, we need to use the heat transfer formula using the overall heat transfer coefficient. Now that means Q equals to UA theta m. So the value of U, it was actually given in this question. So you can see here the value of U, that is the overall heat transfer coefficient, it is given 420 watt per meter square degree centigrade. Now Q we have calculated earlier, that is 91.35, and the value of theta m we have just now calculated the value of logarithmic LMTD in case of the counterflow heat exchanger. So that means except the surface area, all the other things are known to us. So if we put these values in this formula, then you can calculate the value of the surface area of this double pipe counterflow heat exchanger, that is 1.45 meters square. So this is the procedure by which we have calculated these three different things in case of this counterflow double pipe heat exchanger. What we have done for the first part, the rate of heat transfer, we have used that formula, that is the heat loss by the heat transfer in case of the hot fluid, it is mH, Cph, and the temperature difference. Then to calculate the mass flow rate of this cold fluid, we have used that concept, that is heat lost by the hot fluid, which is actually equals to heat gained by the cold fluid. And to calculate the surface area of the heat exchanger, we have used the formula of the LMTT, and after that we have used the formula of the heat transfer using the overall heat transfer coefficient. So using all this concept and these different steps and these different formulas, we have calculated the required things in this numerical. So let us move to the next numerical. So what it says, an oil cooler for a lubrication system has to cool 1000 kg per hour of oil. Its Cp is given 2.09 kilojoule per kg degree centigrade from 80 degrees centigrade to 40 degrees centigrade by using a cooling water flow of 1000 kg per hour at 30 degrees centigrade. Now, what is given here, that give your choice for a parallel flow or counter flow heat exchanger with reasons. Okay, then we need to calculate the surface area of the heat exchanger if the overall heat transfer coefficient is 24 watt per meter square degree centigrade. Cp of water, it is given here now in this numerical 4.18 kilojoule per kg degree centigrade. So this is actually a constant value. It may not be given in this numerical like the earlier one. So we need to remember this value of Cp in case of the water. Okay, so let us try to solve this numerical. The mass flow rate of the hot fluid, this is given 1000 kg per hour, so it can be written as 1000 by 3 and 1600 kg per second. Then Cph in case of the hot fluid, it is given 2.09 kilojoule per kg degree centigrade. Then Cpc, which is actually a constant value for water, is 4.18. Then mass flow rate of the cold fluid, it is 1000 by 3 and 1600 kg per second. Then the hot fluid inlet temperature, it is given 80 degrees centigrade. Cold fluid inlet temperature is given 30 degrees centigrade. Hot fluid outlet temperature, it is given 40 degrees centigrade. So that means we need to calculate here first the cold fluid outlet temperature. And the overall heat transfer coefficient, it is given here as 24 watt per meter square degree centigrade. So first, to calculate the surface area of the heat exchanger, we need to first calculate the outlet temperature of the cold fluid. So using that similar concept, that is heat lost by the hot fluid, this is actually heat gained by the cold fluid. If we use this rate of heat transfer concept, then the formula is Q equals to m dot h Cph Th1 minus Th2. This is equals to m dot C Cpc Tc2 minus Tc1. So the notations, these are very much clear to us. So here m dot h, this is 1000 by 3600. Cph, this is 2.09. Th1 and Th2, these are given in this numerical. Then in the right hand side of this equation, m dot c, this is already given in this numerical. Cpc, this is the constant value, and Tc2 we need to calculate, so it will be unknown now in this step. And Tc1, this is given in this numerical. This is the inlet temperature of the cold fluid, this is 30 degrees centigrade. So from this formula or the relation, we can calculate the value of the outlet temperature of the cold fluid. So this is actually 50 degrees centigrade. Now here you can see that the value of the Tc2, it is the outlet temperature of the cold fluid, it is actually greater than the outlet temperature of the hot fluid. So this type of concept, it is actually can be seen in case of the counterflow heat exchanger, where you can see that the TC2, in this diagram you can see the value of TC2. This is actually greater than the outlet, that is the outlet temperature of the cold fluid. It will be greater than the outlet temperature of the hot fluid. So from this concept we can say that the counterflow heat exchanger arrangement must be used in this numerical. So this is the reason here for this first part. Next, we need to use the surface area for this counterflow heat exchanger. So for that again we need to use the similar concept that we have used in the earlier numerical. So that means first we need to find the value of the LMTD, and after that Q equals to UA LMTD. So this is the formula. So first we need to calculate the LMTD value of this counterflow heat exchanger. So theta m, this is equals to theta 1 minus theta 2 divided by ln theta 1 by theta 2. So all these things for this theta 1 and theta 2, these are known to us. Of this temperature difference we can calculate theta m, that is the LMTD, it is 18.2 degrees centigrade. Now if we put this value of this theta m and the overall heat transfer coefficient in this formula, that is Q equals to UA theta m. So Q it was already calculated and U is given in this numerical. A, capital A, we need to calculate from this relation, and theta m, this is already calculated in the earlier step. So using all these values we have calculated the value of the surface area for this counterflow heat exchanger, which is 53.16 meters square. So the second part of this numerical, it is similar to the earlier one, but in case of the first part, using the concept of this counterflow and parallel flow heat exchanger, we have identified that in this case actually the counterflow heat exchanger it will be used, because the outlet temperature of the cold fluid it is coming greater or higher than the outlet temperature of the hot fluid. So using this concept and this reason we have chosen the counterflow heat exchanger in this numerical. So let us move to the next numerical. A counterflow double pipe heat exchanger using superheated steam is used to hot water at the rate of 10,500 kg per hour. The steam enters the heat exchanger at 180 degrees centigrade and leaves at 130 degrees centigrade. The inlet and exit temperatures of water are 30 degrees centigrade and 80 degrees centigrade respectively. If overall heat transfer coefficient from steam to water is 814 watt per meter square degree centigrade, then we need to calculate the heat transfer area. Now, what would be the increase in area if the fluid flows were parallel? So all the values for this counterflow heat exchanger it is given, and we need to calculate the surface area, calculate the heat transfer area for this counterflow heat exchanger. But at the second part of this numerical it is given, then what would be the increase in area, how much area will be increased if the fluid flows were in parallel. So first we will proceed when the flow is counter, that is the counterflow heat exchanger concept. So that is the diagram that you can see in this 10.20a, that is the left hand side of this image. So here you can see the counterflow, and this in this diagram TH1, TH2 and TC1 and TC2. So these are given here. how to proceed here? First we need to, and the overall heat transfer it is also given 814 watt per meter square degree centigrade. So in this case, using the counterflow heat exchanger, first we need to calculate the LMTD, that is theta m equals to theta 1 minus theta 2 divided by ln theta 1 by theta 2. Now here we can see that theta 1 and theta 2 both are same, that is 100 degree centigrade. So as theta 1 and theta 2 both are same, so that means theta m, this is actually 100 degree centigrade, that is the logarithmic mean temperature difference. So the heat transfer rate, it can be calculated using Q equals to UA theta m. So what is the value of this Q? That is m dot Cpc multiplied by Tc2 minus Tc1, and UA and theta m. U is given in this numerical 814, capital A we need to calculate, and theta m, that is the LMTD, this is 100. Now the value of mass flow rate of the cold fluid, it is given, then Cpc, it is the constant value of the default value of the water, and the temperature difference for this cold fluid inlet and outlet, these are given in this numerical. So using this formula, in this relation, we have calculated the heat exchanger area of this counterflow heat exchanger. It is coming as 7.5 meters square. In the next part of this numerical, it is given as we need to consider the parallel flow heat exchanger, and in that case we need to see how much area is increased. So again we need to use the similar steps, that is first we need to calculate the LMTD, and after that Q equals to UA theta m. Using that formula we need to calculate the area. So first we have used the formula of the LMTD, that is theta m equals to theta 1 minus theta 2 divided by ln theta 1 by theta 2 in case of the parallel flow heat exchanger. So in that case, ultimately after 2 or 3 steps, we are getting the value of LMTD is 91 degrees centigrade in case of the parallel flow concept. Now if Q equals to UA theta m, in that case, putting all the values which are given in this numerical and the things that we have calculated in the earlier step. So putting all these values in this relation, we are getting the area for this parallel flow concept. It is coming somewhat higher, that is 8.24 meters square. So in case of counter flow, the surface area was 7.5. Now in case of this parallel flow, the surface area, it is greater than 7.5, so it is coming as 8.24. So the percentage increase considering the parallel flow concept, it is coming as 9.87%. So this is the step here, these are the steps here. So using the concept of the parallel flow and counter flow, we have calculated the surface area for the heat exchanger in this case. So let us discuss the next numerical. It is also based on the counter flow concept, but there are something extra in this numerical. A counter flow heat exchanger through which passes 12.5 kg per second of air to be cooled from 540 degrees centigrade to 146 degrees centigrade. It contains 4,200 tubes, each having a diameter of 30 mm. The inlet and outlet temperatures of cooling water are 25 degrees centigrade and 75 degrees centigrade respectively. If the water side resistance to flow is negligible, then calculate the tube length required for this duty. Now, one relation it is given for turbulent flow inside tubes. This Nusselt number, this is 0.023, Reynolds number to the power 0.8, and Prandtl number to the power 0.4. So this type of relation we have seen in the convection module. Various relation in case of the Nusselt number, that is the different Nusselt number correlations we have studied, and we have solved different numericals based on those correlations. So N is Nusselt number, R is the Reynolds number, and PR is the Prandtl number. Now what are the different properties of the air given? First the density is given, and Cp is given, mu that is the dynamic viscosity, it is given here, and K that is the thermal conductivity, it is given. So let us try to solve this numerical. So we need to calculate the tube length here. 4200 tubes have been used in this numerical, so in this problem. So mass flow rate of the hot fluid, it is given 12.5 kg per second, TH1 540 degrees centigrade, TH2 TC1 TC2, number of the tubes 4200, diameter of the tube, it is 4.03 meter. These are given. So how to proceed in this numerical? One correlation of the Nusselt number, it is also given. So how to use that? So we know the formula of the Reynolds number, it is the ratio of inertia force by viscous force, and in case of tube the formula is rho v d by mu. Now the mass flow, it is a m dot, this is actually number of the tubes here, n a v rho. Okay, so n is the number here, so that means rho v, this is coming as m small m divided by na. Now this relation of this rho v that we will use in the formula of the Reynolds number. So Reynolds number we can write as md divided by na mu. Now the value of m, that is mass flow rate of the hot fluid, it is given in this numerical. D is the diameter of the tube, which is given. N is the number of the tube, which is also given 4200. Area we can calculate for these tubes, and the dynamic viscosity, that is mu, it is also given here. So that means the formula of the value of the Reynolds number we are getting here 6087.4. Now how to calculate the value of the Prandtl number? So to calculate the value of the Prandtl number, we need to use its formula, which is mu Cp divided by K. So it is the formula of the Prandtl number that we have studied in convection part. So mu is given in this numerical, Cp is also given, and the value of K, that is thermal conductivity. So all the things are given in this numerical. So putting all these values, we can calculate the Prandtl number, which is coming as 0.6966. Then the formula of the Nusselt number, it is hd by K. So this hd by K, it is actually that 0.023, Reynolds number to the power 0.8, Prandtl number to the power 4. Now putting all the values here, we can calculate the convective heat transfer coefficient, which is coming as 21.22 watt per meter square degree centigrade. Now one thing is given here, since the water side resistance to flow, it is negligible. So in that case 1 by u, that is the overall heat transfer coefficient, this is only 1 by h, that is the 1 by, it is the convective heat transfer coefficient, that means u actually equals to h. Overall heat transfer coefficient, this is actually here the convective heat transfer coefficient. Now we need to calculate the length of the tube actually, so that means we need to first use the formula of the LMTD in case of this counter flow. So by using the formula of the LMTD, we can calculate the value of theta m, which is coming as 255.5 degrees centigrade. After that, to calculate the rate of heat transfer, we can use this formula Q equals to UA theta m. So Q will be equals to heat lost by the hot fluid, so this is actually UA theta m. So all the things except this length is known to us. So from this formula, from this relation, after 2 or 3 different steps, we will be able to calculate the length of the tube, which is coming as 2.31 meter. So this is the step, these are the steps to solve this numerical, where we have used the concept and the formula of the different dimensionless parameters like Nusselt number, Reynolds number and Prandtl number also. After that we have used the concept of the LMTD, and from that we have used the rate of heat transfer formula considering the LMTD and overall heat transfer coefficient. So this is the next problem. So this is the similar kind of problem. So steam enters a counterflow heat exchanger, dry saturated at 10 bar and leaves at 350 degrees centigrade. The mass flow of steam is 800 kg per minute. The gas enters the heat exchanger at 650 degrees centigrade and mass flow rate is 1350 kg per minute. If the tubes are 30 mm diameter and 3 meter long, we need to determine the number of tubes required. Okay, so neglect the resistance offered by the metallic tubes. Some data are given here. So T saturated, it is 180 degrees centigrade at 10 bar, CPS 2.71 kilojoule per kg degree centigrade, HS equals to 600 watt per meter square degree centigrade. And for the gas, CPG 1 kilojoule per kg degree centigrade, H equals to 250 watt per meter square degree centigrade. So here actually we need to calculate the number of tubes. So using the same concept that we have used earlier, that is heat lost by gases equals to heat gained by the steam. So this formula, these are known to us. So using all the values that are given in this numerical, we can calculate the TH2, that is the outlet temperature of the hot fluid. So this is coming as 377 degrees centigrade. So after that, the formula for the overall heat transfer coefficient, this is 1 by EU, this is equals to 1 by Hg plus d naught by di multiplied by 1 by Hs. So now here as di equals to do, so in that case 1 by u equals to will be only 1 by Hg plus 1 by Hs. So these values are given in this numerical. So the formula, the value of the overall heat transfer coefficient, we can calculate here 176.5 watt per meter square degree centigrade. So we have calculated the formula of the overall heat transfer coefficient. Now what will be the total heat transfer rate? For that we need to calculate the value of the theta m, that is the logarithmic mean temperature difference. So it is LMTD. So Q equals to EUA theta m, and in this case the theta m, this is actually theta 1 minus theta 2 by ln theta 1 by theta 2, is all the different temperatures are known to us. So we can easily calculate the LMTD. So it is coming as 244.9 degrees centigrade. The area for these tubes we can calculate except the number. So n multiplied by pi dl. So the area will be 0.2827 into n. And Q, that is the heat lost by the hot fluid, that is 6142.5 into 10 cube. So using all these values in the formula of the Q equals to UA theta m, we can calculate the number of the tubes here, that is coming as 503 tubes. Okay, so these are the different numericals based on the counterflow heat exchanger and parallel flow heat exchanger concept of LMTD we have discussed in this session. So in most of the cases we have used the concept that is heat lost by the hot fluid, that is actually equals to heat gained by the cold fluid. So that relation, it is very much useful here. After that we have used the formula of the heat transfer rate, that is Q equals to UA theta m. So here the theta m, it is the LMTD, that is the logarithmic mean temperature difference in case of the counterflow or the parallel flow, considering the nature of the question. And after that we have calculated the surface area of the heat exchanger, or in some cases the number of the tubes. Okay, so these are the steps to solve such numericals of this LMTD in case of the parallel flow or counter flow heat exchanger. Okay, so this is the end for this lecture.